My name is Raven, professional wrestling superstar, former world heavyweight champion, and I want you to choose your four.
This is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, and I want you to choose your four.
Hello, Pro Wrestling Rushmore. This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius of WWE.
Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. Yes, it is, and I want you to choose your four. It's Pro Wrestling Rushmore.
It's Pro Wrestling's Rushmore.
This is Pro Wrestling Rushmore. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Hello, humanoids! This is Ian from Squared Circle History, and I want you to choose your four. It's Pro Wrestling Rushmore. Welcome to the only podcast that chooses a topic and allows you, the listener, to decide what ends up on our ultimate Mount Rushmore at the end of the episode. And this episode is going to be, wait for it, Brian, the Mount Rushmore of Bret Hart matches. Of course, joining me is my co-host, the often imitated but never duplicated Brian.
Yo.
Your favorite topic, yep. The Hitman.
My favorite topic? Yet to be determined. Listen,
Yeah.
we all know how I feel about Bret. It's a one-sided feud.
Yeah, he doesn't mind you.
No, he doesn't mind me. I don't mind, and I don't matter to him because he doesn't even know me. Whatever. I'm going to be right down the middle of this podcast because I doubt anyone wants to hear me just shit on this guy all night. Like, let's be honest. I'm not. He's not great.
You don't think Bret Hart's great?
Well,
No.
He's good. Is he great? Is he the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? Nope, he's not even the best there is. Because,
Right.
He's not doing it anymore. He's not even the best there was. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that are better than him. And he's definitely not the best there ever will be, because they're already not the greatest there is and was. Right?
Well,
Right?
we're going to be talking about some of the greatest matches of all time on this episode.
Eh.
Huh?
Well, his greatest matches of all time, not the greatest
Some
matches
of the greatest matches of all
Stop it right now.
time. Wait till you hear this top four.
So you're telling me that he was on our top Rushmore of matches of all time? Was
Yeah.
any of his, which one? Just one, right?
Let me consult.
Nah, we don't have to do that. We're not going to go that far.
What are you talking about?
We don't have to go in the archives. It's okay.
I got it like right here. Like close to right here. Only one of Bret's matches made the Mount Rushmore of our Mount Rushmore.
Exactly. So we're talking
matches.
about a greatest match of all time, arguably. It's debatable, probably. Yeah, obviously it's debatable.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
Ow.
I know.
Got a wrestling shirt on tonight?
I do.
What do you got?
Why don't you tell us about yours first, Ian?
Okay, well, I got my Have a Nice Day, Mankind, Hardcore Legend, Ripple Junction, soft style shirt. And it's got that awesome smiley face logo with the Mankind
Cute shirt.
mask on. It's a cute shirt. I want to get a tattoo of that logo.
What, that man, the smiley face guy with a mask on?
Yeah, I think that's an awesome logo. That's one of my favorite wrestling logos of all time.
Really? What are you going to get on your thigh?
Oh, well, I'm planning on doing something big on my back to tie everything together. Maybe I'll have that logo somewhere.
On your back with all those men's autographs.
Well, yeah,
on
I
it.
gotta tie it all together. I gotta make
You
it
ever
all.
think about getting like maybe a woman's autograph on your back, like a woman wrestler? If you could get any
Who
woman,
would I get, though?
that's my next question. Any woman wrestler's autograph on your back, who would it be?
That's obviously, like alive right now. Like,
Well,
maybe
yeah,
I could have.
All right, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Who? Moolah?
No. Sensational Sherry is kind of debatable, but even that's kind of like a stretch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't mind, say, if I had the opportunity, getting Hogan, Savage, and Elizabeth, and then I could do like a Mega Powers thing to tie it all together.
That would have been cool, actually.
You know, like.
But it's still on your back.
Yeah. You know, at least I don't have to look at it. You know, I have to go through a lot of work to look at.
That's true. You have to get like double mirrors and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine someone doing that just to admire their tattoos on their back.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that do that.
Do you think so? Like double mirrors, one in the front, one in the back, and just like, ooh.
I'm positive because I've had to do it before, just like to look at my tattoos, whether it's just like a fresh tattoo, I gotta put stuff on it or whatever. But once I get it, like a lot of times I'll forget what's on my back.
Well, I will say this: Elizabeth is probably the best choice you could have came up with.
Yeah,
ugh, spitting everywhere and shit.
Succotash, Brian. So what shirt you got?
All right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're really going to unveil?
I'm gonna unveil it because I haven't unveiled it yet.
Okay.
And because I don't like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And I don't like that you're doing this to me. So.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna do to you.
Oh, he's turning around. He's taking off his sweatshirt. He's got like a navy blue shirt on. It's.
So you get to stare at this all night because I know how much you love Chris Hero.
That's pretty good.
All right.
That's a pretty good one.
Son of a bitch.
Did I give you that one?
You did. Actually, you gave it to Brody, but.
Oh, okay. You stole it.
I stole it for the night. A little tight, but that's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt with it.
Little tight.
Now you get to stare at Chris Hero all night.
Great.
While I do this stupid podcast not all night, but for a little while.
All right.
Maybe an hour.
How do you feel about this? Is the first episode that we're doing that Vince McMahon is not the owner of WWE. The WWE has merged with UFC to form a TKO owned by Endeavor.
Isn't he still 49% owner?
He's not a majority owner.
Right, so they
this
have someone else
time.
has 51%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of nuts, isn't it?
It is. Like, it's very strange. Like, it really is the end of an era.
Yeah, the end of many eras.
Yeah.
Think about how many eras Vince McMahon himself went through.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
So this is like the end of an anthology.
Really is. 1982 to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
It's been all Vince McMahon.
Yeah. It's insane. But it's still kind of crazy that he still got something to do with it,
Yeah.
And I'm hearing they want CM Punk back.
Oh my god, I know, I heard that today too. It's like, really, things are going great, and now you're just gonna go.
And I'm saying him and Rollins at Mania 40, which I think would be a good match.
Yeah.
Providing he can just shut the fuck up.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is he gonna make it to WrestleMania?
But I think he will. Because, my opinion, I don't know. Like, I don't know the backstage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think WWE is probably a way more professional place than AEW is.
You'd think?
You would think, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm skeptical about
him
it.
Him and Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins doesn't like him for real.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. There's money to be made.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
Randy Orton and Riddle used to have like major heat, and then they became tag team, and then they became really good friends.
I didn't realize they had heat.
Yeah.
I know Riddle had heat with a lot of people. But
yeah, he's another one. He likes to really express his opinion.
Look at it.
What?
Look at it.
Oh, goodness, Brian. Oh, goodness. So, are you ready to begin construction on the Mount Rushmore of Bret Hart matches?
Why are you saying like with Vince's voice?
Because Vince was part of a very famous moment in Bret Hart's career that will...
Which one? The one where he spit on him? The one where he screwed him over? It's fine. Let's just do it.
All right, so...
We'll get to that other stuff later, I guess.
First and foremost, we got to talk about the honorable mentions. And we only have 2 matches that are honorable mentions. We have Bret Hart versus The Undertaker at SummerSlam 1997 with Shawn Michaels as the referee.
That was a good match.
And Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 1992.
Ooh, I don't think not so much, right?
No. Hey, that's why I only got 1 vote.
Right.
But that was the beginning of an era there.
Yeah, I see.
They got rid of the guys that were doing the steroids, at least the guys that they caught doing steroids, and it was Survivor Series 92. Warrior just left, and
that might be Shawn Michaels' least remembered match while he was chasing the title.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Title reign or chasing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very forgettable match.
It really is. It really is. And then Santa Claus comes out at the end. Great moment. Great moment. But we're here to talk about the Mount Rushmore Bret Hart
Yeah,
matches.
but can we talk about that Undertaker match for a second?
Sure,
Because
let's talk about it.
that match set up the whole Survivor Series thing where
It really did.
Bret got screwed over, right?
For the most part, yeah, because, think about their history. That it just went back so far. And even, like, early that year, they were feuding. And
Michaels and Bret?
oh, yeah, yeah. That was, like, the Sunny Days comments were going on.
Right.
DX just formed.
Yeah, but that kind of put the nail in the coffin to have that match at Survivor Series, even
Yes.
though they were feuding.
Yes.
Which was a great ending, by the way. Probably
Yep.
Pat Patterson ending.
That was great.
finish,
It had to be.
right?
Had to be.
Where Michaels was going to hit Taker, right? And then he hit...
No, he was going to hit Bret.
And then he
chair.
hit Taker instead.
Because Bret spit at Michaels.
Right, exactly. So Michaels overshot Bret, hit Taker.
Yep.
Bret pinned him, and Michaels had to make the pin.
Had to make the pin.
Because if he didn't, what would happen to Shawn Michaels
He'd be fired.
if he didn't get So his hands were tied.
And then that's what turned him heel, because the next time he came out, everybody's booing him.
Right. Good. That was good shit.
That's my favorite year of
Can I
wrestling.
All right. I do feel bad for Bret a little bit, just in the way, but he did it to himself because he was a heel in America and a face in Canada. Do you
Yeah.
know how hard that is to pull off?
It's unheard of.
And he kind of mastered it.
Yeah, he did.
But I think he had a lot of good supporting cast too.
The best supporting
Yeah.
cast.
So
Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, LOD.
Owen, Bulldog, Pillman.
Well, yeah, on his side, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
okay, yes.
But
yes.
both ways though.
Yeah.
His opponents and all those guys made that possible.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
I'm
too.
sure he thinks he's the one that made that possible solely by himself.
Oh, that's because I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Listen, we
the
already
excellence of
established-
execution,
We've already
the
established
Sultan
that
of SWAT,
he is none of the above.
the
He
great Bret Bambino.
Never was, never is, never will be.
As Stone Cold would say, you put the letter S in front of Hitman, and then you get my exact feelings about him.
I don't like that.
You
Probably
don't
went
like
home
that?
and cried to his dad about it. Oh yeah, Dad.
Yeah,
Did you watch Raw?
Did you worry about Stone Cold?
He's like, tell me Lane Storm's not still down there. Yeah, he's tied up a little bit right now.
Yeah, get the key away. Get the hell in.
Who's the crazy one? Smith.
Smith.
Wasn't Smith nuts?
That's what they say, yeah. He was living... Well, even... well, alright, but does Teddy Hart take the cake now?
Well,
Because
Teddy Hart absolutely takes the cake.
living with 100 cats?
But we really don't know how bad Smith really was.
That's true.
I think everybody listening to this, all 5 of you, go out.
Hey, our numbers have been pretty good.
Well,
For us, that is.
I hope they don't dip after this episode. But go out, go find the Diana Hart book,
Oh, boy.
and just read up on the Hart family.
Got taken off the shelves.
Did it get taken off the
Oh,
shelves?
yeah.
Dang, man.
There were just too many. She just said way too much in that book that
I know.
she did not clear with anybody.
My penis is stuck.
Yeah.
Diana, my penis is stuck in my zipper. Bloody hell. Matilda!
I can't get it out! I can't get it out! Do you know who, Bret Hart made his debut. Do you know who his first opponent was?
Davey?
No.
Dynamite?
So at age 15...
Bad News Brown.
No. At age 15, Bret's... Well, no. Well, before that, he would spend his summers at the Funk Ranch in Amarillo.
All right.
And when he was 15, somebody's opponent didn't show up, so they needed somebody to step in. So at 15 years old, Bret Hart made his debut against Dennis Stamp.
Oh, boy.
He was booked that night.
But they were both booked.
They were both booked that night. So
No
Bret Hart's
refereeing for
first
Dennis.
opponent, Dennis Stamp, and then all those years later, Terry Funk has his quote-unquote last match in Amarillo. I swear.
Reason. He looks for any reason to do impressions.
Yahoo! Long live the Funker.
God, the podcast gonna go 3 hours.
Well, Bret Hart faced Terry Funk, and the referee was Dennis Stamp.
So it all came full circle for Terry's last match.
Quote unquote.
Pretty much. But although it wasn't Terry's last match.
No. He ended up fighting Bret Hart again.
Did he?
Like a year and a half later in WCW.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Bret Hart... I think it was Bret Hart's actual final match. Because he got kicked in the head by Goldberg, but he had another match. He fought Terry Funk in a hardcore match on Thunder.
That was it.
What?
That was his last match ever? Well, no, I'm not counting the McMahon thing.
Right.
But as a normal human being.
Yeah, like his regular wrestling career, that was it for him.
Oh, that's kind of ironic.
Very apropos and ironic.
What does that mean?
Apropos?
Yeah.
Like ironic. Iron.
Just a fancy way of saying ironic?
Yeah.
Speak English to me. Apropos. Got your apropos right there.
Right here, with a ranch on the side, right? Alright, so let's get going here. I'll randomly insert Bret Hart stories in here because he means so much to us.
You, speak for yourself. You don't speak for me. I speak for me. My wife speaks. No, she doesn't either.
So the first match we're going to talk about here got 2 votes. Legend Derek and Wrestle War give us votes for the Hart Foundation versus Demolition. 2 out of 3 falls. SummerSlam 1990.
Oh man.
Whoa, baby!
I like those matches, dude.
Oh man,
it brings you back. Saturday Night Main Events.
It's a great match.
Stuff like that. Yep. Anything like
red, white, and blue ropes.
Yes, exactly.
Blue ring apron.
You fucking nailed it.
Yep.
I do. You show me red, white, and blue ropes or the blue apron, and I'm sold.
Yep.
I'll sit there and watch it. I'll watch that all night.
I don't know why. Like AEW was doing that for a couple of weeks,
and they stopped.
And then they stopped. Like, well, why? Because obviously it made a big difference. It really did make a big difference.
I thought it did too. Did someone complain?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He probably listened to our podcast and was like, you know what? That Brian has good ideas. I'm just gonna steal him rather than pay him.
Hey, that's kind of what he's doing with Jim Cornette.
Pretty much, but like he didn't stick with it. Why?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Maybe he didn't think it was making a difference. I thought it made a difference. I loved it.
Personally. It did. It made a really big difference because it added more color. It made the ring pop. It made the action pop.
For me, it was like the nostalgic feeling of it.
That too, yeah.
I like that nostalgic feeling. Now, if they would have went with a blue apron, that would have been even better.
Change everything.
Can't have it all, right?
That's right.
All they have to do is stop, doing interviews in the back of the crowd, how they used to with that little.
With the big stage there.
Yeah. Where Warrior came out and.
Yep.
Sherry, didn't Sherry hit him in the nuts?
With Warrior?
Well, Warrior Savage.
She got down on her knees.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like rubbing his chest to seduce him to give Macho Man a title shot.
He's like,
oh! Yeah, that was great. But back to Bret Hart. I think it's interesting. We had 20 people that sent lists in, and we're talking about 20 of Bret Hart's best matches. So I thought that was very interesting.
So it's 18 different matches on there?
No. There's 20 matches.
No, I know. I'm talking about that we have left.
Well, we've only talked about one, so we have 19 matches left.
Then we talk about the honorable mentions?
Yeah, but that's not like an official part of, our discussion.
Oh.
It's just honorable mentions.
22.
Okay.
So we did talk about it.
We did. We usually don't.
I take things very literal.
Oh, I noticed. I noticed.
You being an asshole?
So next, we're just going to talk about this match. We're going to get it out of the way because I know even Bret Hart is sick of talking about it. So Shep from Shepland and Legend Derek give us votes for the Montreal Screwjob.
I thought it was going to be Tom McGee.
No.
He was sick of talking about it.
No, it's the Montreal Screwjob.
They're probably both sick of talking about it, to be honest.
But really? Because I thought about this. Because these were 2 late votes, so originally we didn't get any votes for the Montreal Screwjob, and I figured, that makes sense. But then we got these 2 votes, and I really got to thinking, that is a great pick, because everybody talks about that match. Now, you can put that match on your Mount Rushmore for, whatever reason, but...
Moments.
But everybody talks about that match. Everybody has seen that moment.
Right.
And maybe it is. Maybe it should be on the Mount Rushmore Bret Hart matches.
It is a little shocking that it only got one vote.
2 votes.
2 votes. The match itself, I don't think was great.
No, that's the thing, yeah.
But like you said, it's the moment. It's Bret's last real match in WWE, WWF, whatever the hell it was.
Yep.
Everything. Spitting on Vince, doing the WCW gesture, things like that. Yeah, I would say it probably, maybe not on the tippity top, but somewhere around 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, well, on
top 10. Top 10.
It did not fare well on this list.
All right, well, wait.
Moving on here. Purple Haze and Scorpion87 give us votes for Bret Hart versus the Dynamite Kid from Madison Square Garden, 1985.
Was that on any real show?
It was an MSG card that aired on the.
It was a house show.
Yes.
So it was one of those house shows that would air on Nessun or.
This one aired on the MSG network, but
MSG,
yes, just like that.
Yeah, see, I had never seen it. I might have.
You did. I played it for you last time. You didn't realize that I was trying to educate you for this upcoming show, but I did show you that match last time.
It made such an impact on me.
Clearly.
I remember.
Clearly. But at the time, they put on the style of match that was kind of unheard of for the masses. Like, they had fought before in Stampede Wrestling and had awesome matches. Nobody voted for any of them, but they were awesome matches, and then they had a chance to have a singles match, and it was very good.
Did you not know that I just tuned every Bret Hart match out? Like, you can put it on right now. I'm just going to tune it out. I'll be staring at it, watching TV, but I'm not, taking in what's going on at all.
No, just because it's Bret Hart, so no matter how good it is, you're just like, nah.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right.
I just find them boring.
You find Bret Hart boring?
Very boring.
Ric Flair does, too.
Oh, see, me and Ric Flair will get along.
It's the same moves all the time. Same moveset, same match.
It is.
Does that make sense? Same
really
moves.
Is, though. You can count on, later on in his career, you can count on the figure 4 on the pole on the outside, which is really what gave him the concussion in the Goldberg match, by the way.
That's right. Yes, smacking the back of his head on the concrete.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to admit that. He's the one who fucked up and gave himself a concussion. No,
it's a lousy, stinking Goldberg.
No, it's Goldberg. Anyway,
worst professional wrestler of all time.
I'm not even saying Goldberg is good. He's not. But hey, let's call a spade here. You know?
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So count on that. You can count on when the guy whips him into the corner and he hits his sternum on the.
That's a great bump, man.
It's a great
Takes
bump.
a great bump.
It's a good bump.
Moves.
I'm not saying it's not. It's a great bump.
Full force runs into the corner.
It looks great.
Yeah.
You can count on it every single match.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're gonna see it. You can count on the elbow from the middle rope.
The forearm off the second rope.
Yeah, man. You can count maybe a headbutt here and there.
The kick to the sternum in preparation for the sharpshooter.
Yes.
Sometimes they pull out the superplex off the top.
Sometimes they'll do a bulldog.
Yeah. Yep.
Count on all of it.
Yep. The high cross body send him and his opponent over the top rope.
If they're having.
If it's a knockdown drag out affair.
Right, or if it's maybe a blow off to a feud or storyline or whatever, which I guess wouldn't make it every single match, but it was enough matches to make you notice and realize, yep, this is your Stanley Bret Hart match. This is what you're gonna get.
Yep. Okay, I hear you.
I don't think that makes them best now than ever or anything.
Okay. The all-time, you don't think he's on the top 10?
No, but he does.
You think he's in the top 20?
That's a very conceited thing to say.
I agree.
It is. I mean,
I
think about
agree.
it. There's no humbleness there. There's no. I'm the best.
But he's a good dude, though.
I'm the best podcaster there is. I'm the best podcaster there was, and I'm the best podcaster there ever will be.
How about this rumor that Jordan in Tennessee wore his Brian Hates Bret shirt, which that in itself, your hatred for Bret is so strong that you have your own shirt.
I don't hate anybody. The other one made that shirt, by the way. I had nothing to do with it.
With your blessing.
Well, it was. I just wasn't gonna, put into it. Anyway.
But Mick Foley saw it, and
Mick Foley saw it.
Yeah.
And always said he hates me.
If Brian hates Bret, then I don't think I like Brian.
I thought he said that I hate Brian.
I don't think he said that. I don't think he said hate.
All right.
Then I can't see Mick Foley saying he hates.
I still don't hate Mick Foley, but I don't like Mick Foley either. Because he insists upon himself too. No, really. You know what I mean? He really does.
All right.
Such a good guy. Oh, I don't swear on my podcast. I only dropped the F word one time
That's true. Yeah.
He only drops it one time an episode, and he asks permission to drop. Dude, do your podcast. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
He just wants everybody to have a nice day, and he doesn't want to spread negativity.
I understand that, but just do your thing.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
worry about, watching what you say and shit. You're supposed to tell us. Give us the dirt.
My boy. That's what everybody wants, is the dirt. Alright, so Scorpion87 and my boy Benny give us votes for October 86 TV taping, Bret Hart versus Mega Man Tom McGee.
That's on there?
I got 2 votes.
Yeah, man. Nah.
A long lost and fabled enhancement match that was taped to take a look at this guy Tom McGee. That early on, Vince McMahon thought that this could be the new Hulk Hogan.
Could I just say that I don't think Tom McGee belongs on any Mount Rushmore? I don't think he belongs on the Moments Mount Rushmore. I don't think he belongs on the Jobbers Mount Rushmore.
But think about it.
I don't think he belongs here or there. I don't think he belongs anywhere. Anywhere. Tom McGee should not be a name associated with any Mount Rushmore anywhere ever in the world.
Have you seen the match?
Yeah, I've seen the match. Did you think that was a good match?
I thought it was a very good match. I don't think it belongs on the Mount Rushmore, but it's worth mentioning.
Okay.
Tom McGee has this match with Bret Hart. Not everybody, but like Vince McMahon and people backstage think this is it. This is the next Hogan. 6'5", 275-pound powerlifter from Canada. Agile, comes into the ring doing a shooting star press off the top rope and lands on his feet. It's unheard of.
Did Bret
late 80s?
Did Bret give them his blessing? Because obviously, you know how they say that X-Pac was the measuring stick, right? So he'd go out there and...
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's what they used Bret for, was the measuring stick to...
Right.
Now, what did Bret say about this Tom McGee?
Tom McGee. Well, he agrees that... Well, Bret knew Tom McGee from Canada, wrestling in Canada.
Okay.
But, Bret made him look very strong. He asked Tom McGee, what are your best moves?
Sure.
And we'll just work around that.
And that's fine. But did Bret go tell the office that Tom McGee had what it took
I would
to
think
be
so.
this?
I don't think Bret would have done as much as he did if he didn't, think, hey, Tom McGee has something here.
We all know that. I'm surprised he did what he did.
Well, it was the late 80s. He was still in the Hart Foundation.
But doesn't that just tell you how good of an eye Bret Hart has for talent?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Of
He's
course.
going back and telling the officer this guy's the next Hogan, and the guy sucked. They couldn't do anything with him. He didn't end up in WWF. He didn't end up in WCW. He didn't end up in NWA. He wasn't in Mid-South. Where'd he go?
Because
he was on the welfare line.
Because he had a match with somebody else, Ted DiBiase, and
Yeah.
it wasn't as good. And then he had a match with somebody else, and it wasn't as good. It was Bret Hart that made him look good.
Okay, so you know what? Build a program with Bret Hart. Let Bret Hart put him over. But no, Bret was probably too prideful. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to put him over 8 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Well.
He could have.
But in the end, we see, we're doing an episode on Bret Hart and not Tom McGee.
Because Tom McGee doesn't belong on anywhere on Mount Rushmore. For real.
I agree!
Did you ever think you would say the name Tom McGee in association with any Rushmore ever?
Oh, I was very surprised, but for years, nobody had seen this match, but they'd heard about it. They heard that it was this great match, and supposedly there was footage that existed, but nobody could find it. And then all of a sudden, somebody finds it.
Who do you think found it?
Well, I know who found it.
Who was it?
It was a fan/photographer that was in the process of converting Bret's VHS tapes into DVDs.
So Bret kept that match.
Oh yeah, he taped all of his matches.
Wow. So
Labeled them and everything.
Every single match he's ever done.
Every single television match that he's done, he has.
What a psycho. Think about that. You think he's watching one of his matches right now? He probably is.
Maybe. He's working at his bar. He's got a bar.
He's got a bar?
Oh yeah, a bar in Calgary.
No shit.
Yeah, and
what's
it's
it called?
Hitman's Bar.
That's so stupid.
Pictures of the
Of
Hitman
course, naturally
all over
himself.
All over the bar.
That guy
We
loves
are the
himself.
bar. So,
Wow, he loves him some Bret Hart.
Hey. But people go. Just like Hogan has his
Yeah,
bar.
because that just tells you all you need to know about Canadians. Their big hero is a wrestler.
Well, no, I think their hero's probably like Wayne Gretzky or something.
No,
like
it's probably Bret Hart. In Calgary,
so?
in that part of that province of Canada, it's probably Bret Hart, I would say. No, Pat? Say it. Ian, look at it. Look, isn't Chris Hero so handsome?
Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Ian doesn't like Chris Hero because Chris Hero took his girlfriend one time.
Well, he didn't take my girlfriend. He
This is a Bret Hart episode.
All right, moving on here. JD and Dragon Rana give us votes for Bret Hart versus Chris Benoit on Nitro, the Owen Hart tribute match.
I could see that.
Very emotional match.
Probably brought Bret back to his days with Dynamite Kid.
Definitely.
Those matches.
Definitely, because Chris Benoit was a carbon copy of the Dynamite Kid.
Yeah, it was a good match, man, from what I remember of it.
It was, and it's the only Bret Hart WCW match on here.
Really?
Yeah, the only one.
For now.
For now. Oh, okay. Oh, no. I should have known. I'm not going to spoil it, but I know.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. That's awful.
But he did have an awesome match with Randy Savage. Like,
Bret
as soon
in
as he got
WCW?
there. In WCW. That was very good, but, I mean, the rest of the matches at this point, pretty much, it's like,
Right.
it really belongs here. And any of these matches could have wound up on Mount Rushmore, but we're still in the 2-vote category, which is crazy. But, well, this one here, might be the exception. Depends on what you think of it. So Adam84 and Dragon Rana gave us votes for Bret Hart versus Hakushi at the First in Your House.
Man, I used to watch that match over and over and over again. I
Good
love that match.
Awesome match, man.
Yeah.
Awesome match. Yeah, Pat, you didn't put it on yours.
Pat's beating himself up for not putting it on his list. Pat's like, Hakushi, you didn't make the list.
Pat says Hakushi, we say bless you.
How about Hakushi when he had the severed Bret head?
That was crazy. Yeah, crazy, you know?
That wasn't crazy. I mean, you knew it wasn't his real head.
Well, no, but you also didn't expect to see a Bret Hart head come out of that bag.
It didn't faze me.
Didn't phase you.
It
no.
didn't. I was just like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like,
What about the
oh,
time
no.
when Diesel was in the feud with Undertaker and the casket came to ringside, Diesel
Yeah,
opens
that
the
was
lid and it's
cool.
him?
Yeah, but that really looked like him.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that did something for me, you know what I mean?
That was pretty crazy. Dragon Rana and my boy Benny give us votes for Bret Hart versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at the Boston Garden.
Another one of those house show type of deals.
That was on
they had
Nessun.
on Nessun, yeah.
That was on Essen, yep.
I used to watch that show all the time, and Lord Alfred Hayes would be on the call. I didn't mind Lord Alfred Hayes as a commentator. Did you?
It was different. It was something different. I kind of like Nigel.
Good.
Nigel now.
Nigel McGuinness, he kind of sounds like Lord Alfred.
Yeah, it's very different, and it's a former wrestler. It's relatable.
It'd be great if Nigel, when Roderick Strong came on, I'd be like, Roddy, Roddy.
Great Scott! Oh boy.
So, what made that match so special?
Again, it was a completely different match. It was ahead of its time. That was during the era of the big men. Then you have Steamboat and Bret Hart coming out and just working a really intense back and forth match.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you get these, what's wrong with you? When you get these lists,
Yeah.
do you go back and watch these matches?
Sometimes I will.
You're sick.
Yeah, sometimes I will to think like, all right, well, why is this on somebody's list? And
Did you watch this match?
I did.
How was it?
You can tell me too because I played it for you too the last time you were here.
Did you really?
I swear I did.
Not the last time I was here, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I showed you the Dynamite Kid match and I showed you the Ricky Steamboat match.
You do realize, like, after SmackDown, I just, kind of go to sleep.
This might have been before.
Before we did the podcast?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I think so.
I know what it was. I was so engaged with that week's podcast that I couldn't.
That must have been it.
I couldn't come to grips with watching a great Bret Hart match. I was in the zone. I was Ken Shamrock. In my zone.
Get out of my way! All right, Suplex Sam and Daryl in Georgia give us votes for Bret Hart versus Diesel, Survivor Series 95.
I remember Bret Hart going through a table,
Yes.
and they made a big deal about that because that didn't happen much till then, right?
That was like the first table spot since Hulk Hogan and Harley Race
in WWF.
in WWF.
You got
Yes,
the
in
Flair
WWF.
Funk thing.
Yes.
So that was the first modern day table spot at the time,
Yes.
which I think is what made it a big deal with me.
And it was in Philadelphia. No, it wasn't. It was in Washington, D.C. I apologize.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
What's the significance of this?
Why? Where it was?
Yeah.
Oh, just in my head, I was thinking it was Pennsylvania, which, ECW, maybe they were trying to cater to that crowd.
Oh, okay. Because ECW was around.
It was, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad match.
Oh, Bret won the title.
He did. He won the title.
Ended Diesel's 1-year reign as champion.
And in Bret Hart's mind, he made Diesel that night.
Of course.
Even though Diesel was the champion.
He was, yes. Yes.
Bret still made him.
Yes.
I just want to clarify. I want people to know this.
I did enjoy that match.
Trying to give the man his due.
Moving along here, 2 votes. Legend Derek and Purple Haze give us votes for the Canadian Stampede 10-man tag. Calgary.
I watched that match last week.
Oh, really?
I did.
That's a classic.
What a long freaking match, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an hour long, wasn't it?
Something like that, like 40 minutes
Yeah.
in total with entrances and all
How
that.
about Bruce Hart just wanted all the spotlight?
Oh my God,
He was so annoying.
Ooh, that was very annoying. Very annoying.
Jesus.
Just kept butting in.
Like, get out of there. Wouldn't sell for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man.
What about the time they pulled the rib on Bruce Hart at SummerSlam '93? Doink comes out with the pail of water. He's got a pail of water and he's got a pail of glitter. He throws one pail at Owen, and it's the glitter. He throws the other pail of water at Bruce, and Bruce doesn't know it's coming. So Bruce gets soaked in water. And he's all pissed off. Like the camera will cut away to him, and he's just dripping in water. Nobody liked Bruce. Like, just nobody liked him. Because he did. He tried to,
But I think they were all like that. Whole family is like that. No? I think anyway. Owen wasn't. Owen was like, I think Owen. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I didn't know Owen, personally or anything like that. But just seeing him on TV, it didn't seem like he was that way.
No, he didn't. He definitely seemed different. He seemed adopted.
Yeah. Take that blonde-headed kid. Name him Owen.
He actually lost one of his own kids and just grabbed like another random kid. He ain't good enough. But yeah, that Canadian Stampede match, that's great. And Owen gets the pinfall in that match on Austin.
Yep.
That was a good one. The building shaking for the entrance. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a cool match.
That's
LOD. It was LOD.
Shamrock, Goldust, and Austin. It's Bret, Owen, Neidhart, Bulldog, and Pillman.
Yeah.
At the end, the family comes into the ring. And just a good moment. Cool moment.
I don't like that family. I just don't.
Well, that was the last match on here with 2 votes. So now we're going into the 3-vote territory. And Ringmaster, Paulicious, and WrestleWar give us votes for Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog at In Your House, 1995.
I don't remember that match.
Oh, Bret gets a really bad cut on his forehead and bleeding all over the place. It was a great match. Bulldog's a heel. He had just he turned on Diesel and sided with Jim Cornette, so it was Cornette managing him.
Right.
It was really good. Really good match. And it was in Canada as well.
What was it?
And they'd done a match a couple weeks prior for, it was like a Stu Hart show, like celebrating all of his years in wrestling.
Yep.
And the main event was Bret Hart against Davey Boy Smith.
Who won that match?
What do you think?
Bret.
Of course.
So he had to tie the series, at tie 1-1.
Yep.
And then he had to go over and be above Davey.
Yep. Crazy, huh?
No, it's not crazy to me. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. Man, why can't he just let people be over it? I mean, just let it go. Leave it alone. Well, that was a great match. That SummerSlam match, '93. That was great.
What with who? With Davey Boy?
With Davey and Bret.
Oh, that's '92.
Whatever.
Wembley.
Just leave it at that.
We'll get to that.
I know we are. I'm just saying.
We'll get to that.
But no, he's got to tie it with this Stu Hart thing, which is probably some kind of sham show anyway.
Well, Bulldog was a heel now.
I don't care if he was a heel.
So it's a different story.
I don't care.
You gotta watch that match though. It's really good.
No, you gotta watch?
What?
My T-shirt.
3 votes here. Mikey from the Streets, Ringmaster, and Wrestle War. Bret Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid from Raw, 1994. July 26th, I think.
So I don't remember the match. I don't remember like anything about the match really, but I do remember that it was a good match when I saw it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
Does that make sense? No, it was. It was a good match. I mean, obviously Razor made the Kid, but this really, proved that 1-2-3 Kid can really compete for that world title. He's a believable contender. Of course, he didn't win. And, geez, the only titles he ever won, he won tag team titles, and he won the European title.
He was never an IC champion?
Never.
That's crazy. I could have swore he won the IC title.
No, I could see X-Pac as the Intercontinental Champion. Like, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mandela effect, man.
Yeah, but no, he won the European title. And he won the light heavyweight title as well.
I'm telling you, I
really look it up.
Remember when we thought Brian Lee was dead?
Yeah, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't dead. He played the dead man at one time, but
Right.
he himself was not
He
dead.
is still alive, and I thought for sure.
Yeah.
Remember I was texting you, and
I know,
was
I
like,
thought so
"Wait a
too."
second," and we had to look it up. I think we looked it up at the same time, and that's weird.
He's like, no, I'm here.
I'm not dead. What's up? In the other universe, he is though.
Yeah, because I could have sworn, man. I could have sworn. All
Well,
right.
I'm happy he's not.
Yeah, Brian Lee was cool.
Primetime Brian Lee.
Primetime Brian Lee.
Bret Hart episode.
Yes. He was also Chains.
Yeah, Disciples of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I got it right this time.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Okay, 3 votes here. Danny Love, Mikey from the Streets, and Suplex Sam give us votes for Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, the Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12.
Hearing that match right there tells me that we're pretty much kind of winding down.
You would think so.
No? No
man.
shit.
We still got, we still under 10.
On the 10, all right.
Yeah.
So top 10 match. I could see it. I didn't love the match. I thought the wrestling was great, but like a lot of people say, and I think Conrad says it on his podcast, it's like watching basketball. All you gotta do is watch the last 5 minutes, right? That's how Iron Man matches
there are
are
some key moments in it, but it is more of like a highlight reel kind of match. Like you watch like a 5-minute highlight reel of it, you get the gist of it.
Exactly.
But I do love the match.
Right.
I do love it. I think it's
And
great.
it was good at the time. Watching it live, I was into it because it was different. It was the first time I ever seen an Iron Man match.
Yeah.
But
I
then
thought it was cool.
looking back on it in retrospect, it's just all you have to do is watch the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it, Ian?
I love it. I love
That's
that
it?
match. Yeah, I think it's a great match.
Like the finish?
I love the finish. I thought it was. I did like the fact that it was a tie at the end and they just had to keep going. MJF and Bryan Danielson did that recently, and I like that.
I don't like it though because it's a 60-minute match. It's an Iron Man match. So if it ends in a tie, then this isn't soccer. There's no sudden death. There's no penalty kicks.
You know who else has that opinion?
Bret
Hart.
Well, whatever. It's not gonna change my opinion of it. Just because he sides with me on this, and I'm probably his role model.
Well, he does know who you are,
He doesn't know who I am.
Your 40th birthday.
He's probably never
did a
even seen
cameo.
me. He's the Hitman, though, huh? Maybe he's got a hit on me.
Hey, maybe. He's like, I'll show you, you lousy stinking hyena. You don't like me.
He's like, I'm a sharpshooter.
I'm gonna excellently execute you, Brian.
Why is he always talking about killing people, that guy?
Because he's the Hitman.
There's something wrong with him. A little off. Kind of looks like Tommy Wiseau.
Yes,
with
he
his
does.
greasy hair, his ugly face.
I'm best there is, best there was, best there ever will be, Brian.
Oh, hi, doggy. He sees Bulldog.
Everybody betray me, my brother betray
You have a
me.
pair of his glasses autographed, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Talking about Bret Hart, not Tommy.
Yeah. Like, I bought the glasses at a house show in Hyannis in 1994.
The Melody Tent?
Yes.
Oh, man, I love that venue.
I paid $4 for the glasses at the time. Then, I've actually met him 3 times.
Hey, who are you doing this podcast with?
What?
Who are you doing this podcast with?
What do you mean?
You're looking at Pat the whole time while you don't want to look at my shirt?
Because Pat hasn't
son
heard
of
the
a bitch.
story. Pat didn't know. Pat
No.
didn't know that. I had the...
You look at me.
Ah.
Look away.
So he signed, Bret signed the glasses probably, I think it was 2009 this time. So I met him in 2001, 2005, and 2009. And he was awesome every time. Every single time. He was one of the coolest wrestlers.
How so?
Which is very nice, just very like, gave you the time of day, wasn't just like rushing along people. Just like really, let you have that moment.
How old were you? Did you go in the bathroom and wipe his ass for him too?
No.
I love you, Mr. Hart.
Let's talk in more wiping.
Bret!
Did you see when MJF recreated
I did.
that?
That was funny,
That was
actually.
pretty cool.
I'm adopted.
That is good.
Did you see it, Pat? No, see?
Oh, you
Pat's
did?
still a wrestling
Good.
fan. You gonna watch Fastlane tomorrow? Of course you are. Good for you. Getting back into it.
All right, 4 votes here. Moving along.
People are gonna start thinking we're talking to nobody because you need to like say something.
You can hear his giggles. He's like a guinea pig in the background. 4 votes. Danny Love, Adam84, Purple Haze, and Steve from Connecticut, Rhode Island. Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 8.
Wow, good match. Yeah,
Great match.
I like that pick.
Intercontinental title.
I like that pick.
Bret was bloody in that match too.
He was bloody in that match. Didn't they do a thing where like Piper was saying he was like family? Oh, they were cousins. Didn't they say they were cousins or something?
It's weird. Everybody like
That's not true.
No, it's not. Like Piper trained in Canada, like in
Yeah.
Calgary, but no, they're not cousins. That's ridiculous.
They were trying
Piper
to
was
get people-
adopted.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
So maybe they could be.
it's possible, but as
Maybe they're
Gorilla
brothers.
Monsoon would say, highly unlikely.
Maybe Stu gave Roddy up.
Maybe he just didn't know that was his.
Right.
Yeah.
he's got the.
You see me, kid? Yeah, I don't know who.
Let me do the math. It coincide last time I busted in you.
Mother.
Poor Stu.
Oh, poor Stu. But everybody's got a Stu Hart impression. It's great. Yeah, that Piper match was good.
The finish was
Referee gets
cool.
knocked out.
That
Piper's
was the
got
first
ring
time
bell.
I seen that. Not the ring bell spot, but the
No, but
sleeper into the rope, pushed off the rope to the pin.
yep,
It was a cool finish.
that was
I
very
liked
cool.
it.
And that finish was used again in another match we're going to talk about very shortly. Actually, let's just talk about it now. Bobby on the Beat, Tiger Bomb, Paul Licious, and Purple Haze give us votes for Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from Survivor Series 1996.
And Bret went over in that match, right?
Yes, he did.
History repeating itself.
Yes. Yes,
And I
and he
bet-
did. Well, this time, Austin had the $1 Million Dream on
Right.
Bret, and Bret kicked off the ropes, rolled on top of him.
Unoriginal bastard. He has to
But
use same
that-
finish.
That's a great match. Like, that's just like a great...
That Austin Bret match.
Yeah, just a wrestling match. Not the WrestleMania one. The
I
Survivor Series.
know, I know. It was.
And that's my favorite Bret Hart ring gear.
Do you think I remember what he was wearing that night?
Because it was the purple and black, but he had the gold trim on it.
I don't give a shit
It
if
was his return from the Iron Man match.
Who cares? That's what makes you remember his gear? It was his return.
No, it was a
from
great
Iron
match, but it's just something memorable from the match. It's the only time he wore that gear.
Well, it was my favorite time Stone Cold wore those black trunks, specifically. Like those specific ones that he had on. I loved them.
Oh, goodness, Brian. 4 votes. Pat R. the Superstar, Dragon Rana, Paul Licious, and Wrestle War. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. King of the Ring, 93.
King of the Ring. Okay.
Yes.
I think any Bret Hart Mr. Perfect match should probably be on there.
Mhm.
There's probably so many we've never even seen because of the house shows
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Which it's funny because think about that. For all these matches these guys had, I'm talking Bret, I'm talking Steamboat, all these technical wrestlers. Imagine all the ones that we don't even know about.
Oh,
that
yeah.
They must have had great matches at. Like when Flair talks about going Broadways with Steamboat.
With Steamboat, yeah.
You know what I mean?
How about that that match that took place that there's no footage of? Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage in a cage.
I'm sure.
That must have been awesome.
Right, but they must have fought in a cage other than that match, no?
But it was never recorded. Like that.
That specific one you're talking about. No, I know.
Yeah.
But there's no recording of them two in a cage at all?
No.
No shit.
No.
That's kind of shocking to me.
Yeah.
Considering
Yeah.
the,
That's like
feud
that's
they
like a big money match right there. And
Yeah.
you'd think with that feud they had there that would surface, but no, there's nothing.
Well, I hope Bret wrestled in that on that show, because that way he doesn't have one of his matches.
Oh, jeez. Alright, 5 votes here. This match just misses the Mount Rushmore. It's Tiger Bomb, Scorpion 87, Suplex Sam, Bobby on the Beat, and Mikey from the Streets. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect, SummerSlam 91.
How is that not on the Rushmore?
Just missed it.
How?
Just missed it. Well, wait till you hear the 4 matches that are
Well,
on.
that's stupid. I already know the 4 matches that are on there.
Classic. You don't want to talk about Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect anymore?
Dude, I think that's one of the greatest matches of all time.
It really is.
Possibly. Maybe it's the nostalgia again. That's because growing up, I used to put that match on all the time. Remember, Perfect's gear got ripped, right?
Yeah.
Didn't it?
I wonder if Stu was like, "Billy rip on him and take his gear off."
Probably not. Well, I don't know. Not
Stu
gonna.
had a sick sense of humor.
Yeah, a little bit, right? So you want to talk about that match, any? Or
It's also one of my favorite matches as well. It brought Bret to that next level. He won the Intercontinental title.
whoa!
What?
It brought Bret to the next level. I think Bret brought Mr. Perfect to the next level.
Why? Mr. Perfect was already an Intercontinental champion. He'd already proven himself.
Yeah, but he wasn't the best there is yet.
Who? Bret.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
Bret has always been the best there is,
Oh, my mistake.
right? Don't tell Bret that brought him to where he was at. Don't do that.
His first singles title. That was a big moment.
Yeah. And it was an honor for Mr. Perfect to work with Bret Hart that night. Doesn't Bret Hart remind you of CM Punk? He really does.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
And it's amazing how CM Punk admires Bret Hart.
I know. They
He
go
loves
on
Bret
double
Hart.
dates with their wives, and
Do they really?
of course they do.
No shit.
Yeah.
FTR, they love Bret Hart,
Yeah.
dude.
Yep, crazy.
All bitches. Anyway, what's next?
So,
this is the Rushmore right
The
here.
Rushmore. We have
Okay.
made it to the Mount Rushmore here. The top 4 Bret Hart matches.
Can I just can I say one more thing?
Sure.
How about all the guys Bret Hart didn't wrestle?
Okay.
How do you think those would have gone? Like The Rock.
Bret actually did fight The Rock on
When?
Raw.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember that.
In 1997. Yeah.
See, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. But I mean,
That's
Rock
not bad.
Rock in his prime, yeah, that would have been an awesome match. Awesome.
I wouldn't mind seeing that one either, though. Like Bret Triple H, right? They never wrestled, did they?
Bret and Triple H did on Raw as well.
Like as the game, though.
Not as the game.
That's what
as
I'm
Hunter Hearst
saying.
Helmsley.
All right, so yeah,
Like in
I should
DX,
let me
you know?
correct myself.
Okay.
Bret and these guys. All right, so like you said, The Rock in his prime,
Mhm.
or Triple H as the game.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that. That would have been.
That would have been awesome. What other names come to mind? What about Kurt Angle?
Yes.
Bret and Kurt Angle. That
Especially
would have been
Kurt
amazing. Bret and Jericho. Jericho in his prime.
Yeah. Bret and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
really good.
Shit like that.
So, the Mount Rushmore here. 4 matches. 2 of the matches on here got 7 votes apiece. And it's Bret versus Owen. It's Bret versus Owen at SummerSlam 94 in the cage, and Bret versus Owen in the opening match at WrestleMania 10.
Damn, man, both good matches.
Both matches made the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. I like
Those
that.
guys had
I do like
incredible
those picks.
chemistry.
But dude, do you think? I understand the Bret Owen match in the cage at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But do you think that Bret Owen match at WrestleMania, as good as it was better than the Bret Mr. Perfect match at SummerSlam?
All right. So the Bret and Owen cage match.
It wasn't, right? Pat's shaking his head no.
I gotta disagree.
Really?
Disagree. Yeah, I think those 2 matches with Owen are mind blowing.
Okay.
Mind blowing. And I think the match with Perfect is awesome too. But I think Bret and Owen, that's just like next level. That's just next level stuff right there. That's its own category. For me, that's my
And
opinion.
that's fine. Well, obviously people agree with you.
Some people like cucumbers better pickled. I'm not wrong.
What is that? What is that terminology?
What do you mean?
Do you mean pickles? Some people like pickles more than cucumbers. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What, cucumbers are pickles?
Yeah, it starts out as a cucumber, and then you have to
Put it in
soak
vinegar?
it in vinegar and pickle
It
it.
becomes a pickle.
Yes. Some people like cucumbers better when they're pickled.
Why don't you just say some people like pickles better than cucumbers?
You could, but it's just like, it's supposed to make you laugh. Just like a little giggle, like, huh.
Oh, boy.
So 8 votes here. Bret Hart, British Bulldog, SummerSlam 92.
Yes, I agree.
All-time great match. All-time great. And infamously, Davey Boy was very high on crack.
Wicked high on crack. Supposedly.
Supposedly.
I
I
mean-
mean, Bret said that in his book.
Oh, so it's got to be true.
So,
That's gospel. Whatever Brett says.
yeah.
Which probably means that he wasn't. He was probably straight-laced as fuck. It's probably like the straightest ever been for a match.
I'm prepared.
Yeah. He's probably like wicked prepared. And Brett's like, oh no, he was high as shit.
I know you were doing coke with the anvil, weren't you?
He's like, I swear that's your sister. I was in the room all
That's
night.
not the anvil, that's your sister.
It's like the first time in my life I was in the room with her all night. He's accusing them the whole time.
That's awesome. It's a lie. And of course, number 1, 9 votes. Greatest match of all time. Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13.
The greatest match of all time.
Greatest match of all time.
Jesus.
You disagree?
Well, I don't think it's the greatest match of all time. I'll give it that for this list, and maybe like it could be on the Mount Rushmore of greatest matches if that's your thing.
If that's your thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying I thought it was a good match. It's on mine, but
Yeah.
as far as greatest match of all time,
All time.
damn.
Ever, baby, ever.
You gotta think of Hogan Orndorff in the cage.
I understand, but that match, the best.
Why?
Because you believed every bit of it. It was like a street. It was a submission match, but it seemed like a real fight that these two guys were having, and
I mean,
it was intense,
to say you believed.
bloody.
Did I believe that these guys were really fighting each other? No.
No?
I believe it was scripted, as everything in wrestling is.
Wow, that's fun, Brian.
What? I like wrestling.
Just like I say to Sarah, you gotta suspend disbelief. You gotta.
You're
just
right.
Take it for what
You're
it is.
100% right, and that's what's wrong with wrestling fans these days. And I include myself, because you watch it and it's like, this is scripted. But then, like you said, you just gotta throw it out the window and just sit there and have a good time watching.
It's like
I wish I could turn it off, but I can't. But I still like watching.
Yeah,
It's stupid. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of out of habit to watch it, but then at the same time, it's like, well, I do have the option to put something else on, and I just don't
Yeah,
want to.
but and then when you put it on, it's like a chore to me. I know not to you.
Oh, like like what I'm doing right now, like putting on SmackDown.
Yeah, and I'll watch SmackDown. I like to watch it, but then there are parts where I'm just like, why am I a wrestling fan?
Oh yeah, I've thought that many times.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've thought that many times.
And I've thought that more times than not, which is, I guess, why I feel that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's just weird.
Well. It's what it
So
is.
yeah, Bret Hart, Stone Cold. Did I believe it was a real fight? No. But was it a good match? Yes.
And
You know
also
what I'm
for
saying?
that time, like that was the beginning of like the shift in WWF, the attitude.
Right.
We
So-
really hadn't seen blood like that. In
So
a
would
long
you say?
time.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Would you say that Bret made Stone Cold that night?
Certainly helped make him.
Oh, here we go.
Certainly helped make him. Yeah.
You don't think Stone Cold made himself when he said Austin 316 just said I just whipped your ass?
Sure, but he needed that. He needed that match to prove to the fans that he could hang in the main event scene. And Survivor Series was a great match, but the WrestleMania match was, jeez.
Jeez Louise.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And when we did our Mount Rushmore matches, it was on there. I made it on to the Mount Rushmore.
Right. Whatever. That's fine. I'll accept it, alright?
Oh, you'll accept it. Oh, listen to that, people. He'll accept it. What's on your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore is Perfect and Bret at SummerSlam.
Yep.
It's Davey and Bret at SummerSlam. Wow, he's like Mr. SummerSlam, huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Bret and Owen in the cage at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. And Bret Goldberg.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I'm joking.
I
Man. That's awful. I'm not gonna do that. The last one, I don't know. I don't know, man.
We just talked about 22 Bret Hart
I know.
matches. You could just pick one of those.
I'm gonna. It's funny because I'm just gonna go with the demolition match
Oh yeah.
because I just like the nostalgia. I remember watching the Hot Foundation on Saturday Night's Main Event, and it just brings you back.
Oh yeah.
And those are the type of matches I could watch over and over again.
Okay.
So, yeah,
That's great.
for a Bret Hart match, that's something I would watch. Not to say that I wouldn't watch the Austin one. I mean, I'm forced to watch the Austin one almost every time I'm here.
Learn to love it.
I think that's probably why I hate it so much, because you always put it on.
It's kind of like
all right, enough.
It's kind of like when JR was really pushing for Dr. Death in
Yeah.
WWF to the point where like everybody was like, we don't want Dr. Death.
Yeah, no more
Like,
Dr. Death. Dr. Death. I'm here.
Oh, I'll give you a great
myself.
idea. You just haven't taken it yet. Dr. Death's dead, sitting at home waiting by the phone.
Dr. Death's massaging his shoulders. He's got his own announce table. I'm here myself and Dr. Death. Big hoss.
Oh, jeez. So my Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Of course, against Austin. It's actually the one that made it. It really is.
That's it.
Yeah, the match with Bulldog, legendary. Even if Bulldog was on crack, it was a great match. And then the two most famous matches with Owen.
Alright.
When I think of Bret Hart, those matches definitely come to mind. It was tough to leave the Iron Man match off mine, because I do love that match, and the SummerSlam match with Perfect. Like that's another favorite of mine, but I gotta go with those. I gotta go with those four.
Not a bad list, Ian. It's fine. It's, you know.
Of course, it's not a bad list. That
I
was
think-
our Mount Rushmore.
I think they got it right.
I
You
think
know,
so,
I'm
too.
just- even though that Austin match isn't on mine,
Mhm.
it's probably like after that somewhere.
Okay.
You know, 5, 6, who knows. Anyway, I had to sit here and think of a match.
I'm sorry, I made you think.
No, I'm saying though. So I have those three, and I can see why that Austin match is on there. It's a good list.
All right. Well,
I approve.
okay, fantastic. Well, the next time we do this, we're gonna go with a list that was suggested by Danny in Dartmouth. So we're gonna do the Mount Rushmore of Halloween Havoc matches.
Okay.
WCW Halloween Havoc.
We're probably
Heck,
not
you
gonna
could
get
even
it out.
you can even do NXT Halloween Havoc if you want.
Yeah, but see, I'm fine with it. I like the idea,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna get it out in time for Halloween.
No, but you know what? It's gonna be the Halloween episode regardless. Kind of like when the Simpsons do the Treehouse of Horror. It's usually in November after Halloween.
Right.
So we're just gonna keep the Halloween season going with our show.
Oh, we could do it like a Zoom or something, like we did at one time, the COVID podcast. If you wanted to get it out.
Did
in
we
time.
actually do one of those?
We did. We did a couple of them, I think.
We did.
Yeah.
Wow. What a weird time. COVID was such a weird time.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was nice. It was a nice reset, though.
You think so?
I do.
It was no fault of my own. The other one didn't want to see me. I care less. I didn't want to wear fucking masks and shit. It was you. No, hey, I don't know. Hey, do you want to do this on Zoom? I'm like, dude, I'm down to go by. I don't know, man.
Well,
Your fault. It's my body, my choice. If I want to get COVID, I'll
okay,
get
Nia
COVID.
Jax.
Right? You're going to tell me I can't get COVID.
All right, so that's all, folks.
So, yeah. So, next one's going to be Halloween Havoc match. All right.
Yep.
No, what I was going to say is it would make more sense to do Survivor Series, but it's okay. We'll do Halloween Havoc.
Well, we'll do Survivor Series after that.
What if it's almost Christmas?
Yeah, it'll still be the season.
Pilgrims are gone. The turkey's gone. No one's going to be visiting Plymouth Rock and shit. You know, it's...
Well, then they can save the episode for next year and just listen to it then.
Whatever. It's fine. I'm just saying we're going to be very delayed. We're very behind.
That's okay. We'll
Today
figure-
should have been the
figure
Halloween
it out.
Havoc one then.
It probably should have.
We should have just scrapped this Bret Hart one altogether.
No, we had to get this one out there because of how much you love him.
I know people are probably just clamoring to hear this podcast.
I bet more people are going to listen to this one than any other one. Just to hear how you feel about
They
Bret
don't
Hart.
care how I feel, dude.
You're talking about 38 episodes. It's the gimmick.
Ugh. Unfortunately, I live that gimmick.
Yes, and you can buy the gimmick over at Pro Wrestling Tees. Support the show. Squared Circle History, Pro Wrestling Rushmore, Brian Hates Bret. We got some great shirts on there.
Look at my shirt.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, look at my shirt. that I
Oh,
have on
look
now.
at your shirt. That's right.
Chris
That's
Hero
right. That's wonderful.
stole your girlfriend at a show in Lowell, Mass. You should never look back.
Good.
Stole.
In hindsight, it was great.
She left you Hello Kitty bag and all. Did he elbow you in the head?
No, he did not. I've never met him. It's not like I ever met him.
Oh, so he just stole your girl and left.
No, not even. They just like.
It's a
chatted.
Bret Hart episode.
Okay. Instagram square.circle.history. Go check us out on there. Of course, subscribe, like, share. Any closing thoughts, Brian?
Nah, man, I'm good.
Okay.
8 o'clock when SmackDown's on. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so for Brian.
Later.
Oh, I thought there was more to
That's
this.
it. Later.
It was like ... It's like you were getting ready to send me a text and then change your mind. All right, this is Ian saying good night.
Hey, this is Bret the Hitman Hart, and I got a very special happy milestone 40th birthday shout out going out to a very special guy. And this is going out to Brian, and this is coming courtesy of your good buddy Ian Mello, and he just wants you to have a fantastic 40th birthday. I know it's a very important birthday and a special time in your life, and I also know this, Brian, that you were never a big fan of mine. That's okay, you don't have to be a big fan of mine. You were a big fan of guys, probably I'm guessing maybe that you were a big fan of George Animal Steel because he maybe looked a lot like him. And I know that you're the head of the maintenance at the courthouse. And I know that George Animal Steel was the head of maintenance at the Nut House, so there's maybe some similarities between the two. Also know you're a big Chargers fan, and I just want you to know that I'm a big Raiders fan. The fact that you're a fan of Arn Anderson says it all. You don't know much about wrestling, you don't know much about football, and you certainly don't know a whole lot about wrestling. But anyway, keep on putting ranch dressing on everything, and just know this, when you look in the mirror every single morning, you're going to see a dirty, stinking, rotten hyena, and that's yourself. And just take the time right now to reflect and look back on your amazing life. 40 years you can look back on all the great things you've accomplished in your life, and you can look ahead in the future and see all the great things that you got left to accomplish in your life. And just know that your good friend Ian is going to be cheering you on. Even the Hitman will be in your corner cheering you on, even though you were never in mine. And just know that you're an amazing guy, and Ian thinks of the world of you, and he just wants you to take this message and hopes that it puts a big smile on your face. Take care, stay cool, stay safe, have a great birthday, God bless.